The alien fleet arrived like a moving wall of steel. Thousands of ships entered the star system at the same time. They moved in perfect lines. Every ship kept exact distance. Every turn was timed. Every engine burned at the same power. From far away, the formation looked calm, almost peaceful. But it was not peace. It was confidence. Alien Command had used this formation for centuries. It had crushed rebel worlds, pirate fleets, and rival empires. No enemy had ever broken it. No enemy had ever survived long inside it. The aliens believed order was strength. They believed discipline was victory. They believed chaos was weakness. At the center of the fleet was the command ship, massive and silent. Inside it, High Commander Zaltor watched the tactical display with calm eyes. Green symbols showed every ship in position. No errors, no delays. Formation stability is perfect, an officer reported. Zaltor nodded slowly, as expected. Then the human fleet appeared. Compared to the alien armada, the human ships looked wrong. They were fewer in number, much fewer. Their ships were not identical. Some were large, others small. Some had sharp edges, others smooth curves. Their movement was not smooth or graceful. Human ships drifted slightly. Some changed speed. Some moved out of line, then returned. Alien officers stared at the display. They lack discipline, one officer said with clear disgust. They cannot even hold a proper formation, another added. Soft laughter moved through the command deck. Zaltor did not laugh, he simply observed. Scan their weapons, he ordered. The scanners ran again and again. No heavy charge detected, no mass weapon activation, no fleet-wide targeting. The humans were not attacking, they were only watching. The alien fleet continued forward, still in perfect order. Every ship's weapons were aligned, every shield overlapped with another. The formation protected itself from every known attack angle. Human ships stayed at long range, too far to be dangerous. Alien Command interpreted this as fear. They hesitate, an officer said. They know they are outmatched. Maintain grand formation. Advance at current speed. Do not pursue. Do not engage. This order echoed across thousands of ships. Every alien captain obeyed without question. That was their strength. On the human side, things were very different. Human commanders did not sit in silence. They spoke calmly. They shared data. They watched every movement of the alien fleet. Admiral Reyes leaned forward in his command chair. His face showed no fear, only focus. "They're holding formation," an officer said. "Of course they are. They always do." Human sensors tracked tiny details, micro-adjustments, engine timing, reaction delays. The humans were not impressed by the formation. They were studying it. "Phase observation complete," Reyes said quietly. The human fleet remained still. Then something strange happened. One small human ship slowed down. Its engine power dropped suddenly. Alien sensors locked onto it. "Single human ship losing power," an alien officer reported. "Likely mechanical failure." Zaltor did not react. "Ignore it." The human ship drifted, then vanished. No explosion, no debris, no energy spike. It simply disappeared from scans. Alien officers checked their instruments. "Scanner error?" one asked. Before anyone could answer, another human ship slowed. Then another. 3 more ships dropped engine power and vanished the same way. The alien fleet continued forward. Their formation did not change. Their speed did not change. Their confidence did not change. But something felt wrong. "Run full-spectrum scans," Zaltor ordered. The results came back clean. Nothing was there. Humans are attempting deception, but ineffective. Zaltor believed this. Humans were known for tricks, but tricks failed against discipline. Then small objects appeared at the edge of alien sensor range. Not ships, too small. Drones. Dozens of them. Then hundreds. They moved slowly toward the alien formation. No weapons fire, no signals, just silent movement. Alien gunners locked targets. "Permission to destroy drones?" an officer asked. Zaltor studied the display. The drones posed no threat. They carried no visible weapons. Destroying them would require breaking formation angles. "No," he said. "Hold fire. Maintain formation." The drones came closer. Closer. Human ships still did not move. Alien command felt no fear. They trusted the formation. They trusted order. They trusted history. Then the first drone exploded. Not outward, inward. The shock wave pushed against the nearest alien ships, only slightly, just enough. Several ships shifted a few meters off position. Automatic systems began correcting, but correction required confirmation. Confirmation required command timing. For the first time in centuries, the grand formation was not perfect. Human sensors noticed instantly. Admiral Reyes allowed himself a small smile. "Good," he said. "They noticed nothing." More drones exploded. More ships shifted. Still no alarms. Still no panic. The alien fleet advanced, unaware that tiny cracks were forming inside their perfect wall, and the humans were ready to widen them.
The alien fleet moved forward without slowing. From the command ship, the formation still looked strong. Green lights filled the tactical screen. Lines were almost perfect. Almost. High Commander Zaltor noticed a few yellow markers blink for less than a second. Minor position errors, nothing serious. "Auto-correction systems will handle it," an officer said. Zaltor agreed. Alien ships were designed to correct themselves. They had done so in thousands of battles. No enemy had ever been able to exploit such a small flaw. The fleet advanced deeper into the system. Human ships remained at long range. Still no attack. Still no charge. Still no fear. This silence confused the alien officers. "Why do they wait?" one asked. "They know we will reach firing range soon." "Because they are weak," another replied. "They hope for negotiation." Zaltor did not answer. He watched the human fleet carefully. Their ships continued to drift in strange patterns. Some moved closer, then stopped. Others turned sideways, exposing hull sections no trained commander would ever show. It looked careless, almost stupid. But Zaltor had fought humans before, and humans were never stupid. "Track their micro-movements," he ordered. "I want precise data." The officer hesitated. "That will require increased sensor focus, Commander. We may lose wide-range coverage." "Do it," Zaltor said. As alien sensors focused more tightly on the human fleet, something important was missed. Inside the alien formation, small delays began to grow. Ships corrected position, then corrected again, then waited for confirmation before adjusting shields and weapons. Every action followed protocol, and protocol took time. Human command noticed immediately. Admiral Reyes stood up slowly, hands behind his back. "They're tightening their sensors," he said, "just like last time." A human officer nodded, which means they stopped watching themselves. Reyes smiled faintly. "Exactly." He tapped the console. Begin Phase 1. Across the human fleet, quiet orders spread. No loud commands, no dramatic movement, just small changes. Human ships adjusted speed by tiny amounts, 1% slower, 2% faster. Some ships rotated their hulls slightly, others powered down external lights. To the alien fleet, it still looked like chaos. To human command, it was a pattern. Small human craft slipped forward. They were not drones this time. They were manned ships, fast, light, and barely armed. Alien sensors detected them. They approached the formation, an officer reported. Request permission to fire. Exile Tor studied the situation. The ships were fast, but weak. Their weapons were light. Destroying them would require opening fire lanes that crossed friendly ships. That would disrupt formation. No, Exile Tor said. Maintain order. Let them come. The small human ships came closer. They did not fire. They did not threaten. They simply moved near the gaps created by earlier drone explosions. The gaps were small, barely noticeable, but humans fit into spaces aliens never planned for. Human ships slipped between alien cruisers, engines low, shields minimal. Alien crews watched in disbelief. They are inside the formation, one officer said. They are violating battle rules. Rules do not matter, another replied nervously. They should not be there. Alien gunners tracked the human ships, but firing solutions failed. Friendly ships blocked the shots. Formation protocols refused weapon release. Request override, an officer asked urgently. Exile Tor clenched his claws. Override meant admitting the formation was flawed. No override, he said. They cannot harm us. Inside one human ship, Captain Lian watched alien hulls pass on both sides, so close she could see weapon ports and shield nodes. They really can't shoot, her pilot whispered. They don't want to break their lines, Lian replied calmly. That's the whole point. The human ship released small devices, flat, dark discs. They stuck to alien hulls. No explosion, no alert. Alien sensors ignored them. Minutes passed. The human ships slipped deeper, then turned and exited through different gaps. Still no attack. Alien officers were confused. They entered and left. No damage, no sabotage. Exile Tor felt irritation for the first time. What was their purpose, he asked. No one answered. Then alien communications flickered. Just for a moment. A minor delay. Then another. Report, Exile Tor demanded. Nothing serious, an officer replied quickly. Signal noise only. But human command saw everything. Admiral Reyes watched the data streams. They're feeling it now, he said. What did we plant? A junior officer asked. Timing problems, he answered. Nothing breaks yet. Nothing explodes. He paused. Humans trust their systems too much. Back inside the alien formation, ships began receiving commands slightly out of sync. Some adjusted speed early, others late. The differences were tiny, but formation relied on perfection. One alien destroyer corrected position a fraction too far. Its shield overlap weakened. The ship next to it compensated, then overcompensated. Still no alarm, still no panic, but the formation was no longer one solid wall. It was becoming many rigid pieces trying to stay together. Exile Tor stared at the display. For the first time, yellow markers stayed yellow, not errors, warnings. Why do I not like this? He muttered. Far away, the human fleet finally began to move forward as one, not in formation, not in lines, but with purpose, and the alien fleet was not ready.
The alien fleet finally sensed danger. Not panic, not fear, but something uncomfortable. The grand formation still existed, but it no longer felt solid. Ships followed commands that arrived half a second late. Shield harmonics no longer matched perfectly. Weapon locks took longer to confirm. In alien doctrine, delay was acceptable. In human warfare, delay was weakness. High Commander Axtal Tor stood in silence as the tactical screen updated. Yellow markers slowly multiplied. Still no red alerts. Still no clear threat. "Status report," he ordered. "Minor synchronization drift across multiple squadrons," an officer said, "well within acceptable limits." Axtal Tor narrowed his eyes. Acceptable according to whose standards? The officer hesitated. According to regulation. Axtal Tor did not like that answer. Before he could respond, alarms finally sounded. Not loud, not urgent. Soft warning tones. "Unidentified energy fluctuations detected," another officer reported. "Source?" Axtal Tor asked. "Multiple. Inside the formation." That should not have been possible. Alien ships were designed to detect everything within formation space. No enemy should survive there for long. Yet the data was clear. Something was happening between them. On the human command ship, Admiral Reyes exhaled slowly. Phase 1 is complete. They're starting to notice. Human ships accelerated. Not all at once, not in unison. Some surged forward, others fell back. A few cut engines entirely and drifted. To the alien fleet, it looked like confusion. To human command, it was pressure. Small human attack craft appeared from unexpected angles. They did not fly straight. They curved. They dipped. They changed direction without warning. Alien gunners tried to track them. Weapon systems requested confirmation. Confirmation waited for formation safety checks. Safety checks delayed firing. By the time approval arrived, the targets were gone. "Why are we not firing?" an alien weapons officer demanded. "The system will not allow it," came the reply. "Friendly hull overlap." Axtal Tor slammed his claw against the console. "Then adjust overlap." "That requires formation rebalancing, Commander." Rebalancing meant movement. Movement meant breaking perfection. Axtal Tor hesitated. That hesitation cost him. The first alien ship lost power. Not destroyed, not exploding. Its engines simply went dark. The ship drifted out of line. Immediately, nearby ships attempted to compensate. Their shields stretched, their weapons realigned. More delays. "What happened?" Axtal Tor asked sharply. "Unknown," an officer said. "No weapon impact detected." Inside the disabled alien ship, crew members shouted, "Engine control not responding. Command link delayed. We are drifting." Before anyone could react, human ships appeared. They fired precision shots, not at the hull, not at the crew. They targeted thruster nodes, sensor arrays, shield regulators. The alien ship was left blind and silent. Still, no explosion. "Why do they not finish it?" an alien officer asked in confusion. Axtal Tor felt something cold settle inside him. "They are teaching us," he said quietly. More alien ships began reporting issues, weapons that would not fire, shields that flickered, commands that arrived too late. The grand formation tried to heal itself, but healing required time. Humans did not give it time. Human ships darted in and out of gaps that grew wider with every correction attempt. They used the alien fleet's own rules against it. Alien captains waited for orders. Human captains acted. One alien cruiser finally broke formation without permission. Its captain chose survival over obedience. The ship turned sharply and fired freely. 2 human ships were destroyed. Alien officers cheered. Axtal Tor did not. That cruiser was suddenly alone. Human ships swarmed it from all sides. They did not rush. They surrounded. The cruiser fired again and again, but every shot revealed its position, its patterns, its limits.
Then, human ships struck together. The cruiser's shields collapsed, its hull cracked. The explosion lit space. The cheering stopped. "That captain disobeyed orders," an officer said nervously, "and lived longer than the rest," Axtaltor replied. The implication was dangerous. Across the fleet, alien captains began to wonder, obey and die slowly, or disobey and maybe survive. Human command noticed the change. "They're thinking individually now," a human officer said. "Good. That means the formation is already dead." Human ships now targeted command relays, not the main command ship yet, just the links. Alien fleet coordination began to crumble. Orders conflicted. Some ships advanced, others slowed. The grand formation twisted. Human ships flowed around it like water around stone. Axtaltor watched red markers finally appear. First one, then three, then many. "Emergency protocols," an officer shouted. "Too late," Axtaltor said. He realized the truth then. The formation was not a weapon, it was a cage, and humans had learned how to shake it. The human fleet surged closer, weapons powered, targets locked. The real battle was about to begin.
The alien fleet was no longer moving as one body. It still looked organized from a distance. Lines were still visible, ships were still close together. But inside the formation, everything was slowing down, separating and breaking apart. High Commander Xtar felt it. Not through sensors, not through reports. He felt it in the silence between orders. Too long, too empty. "Status," he demanded. The command deck was no longer calm. Officers spoke faster. Their voices overlapped. "Multiple ships reporting command delay. Shield overlap failing in Sector 9. Weapon authorization queues increasing. Formation correction requests exceeding limits." Xtar raised one claw. "Enough," he said. "Summarize." An officer swallowed. "The grand formation is struggling to maintain cohesion." That was a careful sentence. Xtar knew what it truly meant. The formation was breaking. Outside, human ships pressed closer. They did not rush. They did not charge. They flowed. Small groups moved in curves and spirals. Larger ships stayed back, providing support and control. Every human ship moved with freedom. Every alien ship waited for permission. Alien gunners tried again. "Request emergency firing override," a weapons officer said. Xtar hesitated. Override would free weapons, but it would also allow friendly fire. It would accept chaos. Alien doctrine hated chaos, but the humans loved it. "Denied," Xtar said at last. "Hold positions." That decision sealed their fate. Human ships slipped through widening gaps. Some flew so close to alien hulls that their shadows crossed armor plates. They fired only when necessary, and only where it hurt most. Thrusters failed. Sensor towers went dark. Shield links collapsed. Alien ships drifted out of position one by one. Each drifting ship forced others to compensate. The formation twisted like a rigid spine under pressure. Inside one alien cruiser, Captain Velrin watched the chaos grow. "Commander, we are losing overlap," an officer warned. "Request permission to adjust heading," Velrin said. The request was sent. No response. Seconds passed. Human ships appeared on the tactical screen. "Fire," Velrin ordered. Weapons did not fire. "Authorization pending," the system replied. Velrin made a decision no alien captain was trained to make. "Manual control," he said. The ship turned. The formation broke around him. For the first time, an alien ship truly moved freely. Velrin fired. A human frigate was hit and exploded.
But before Velrin could feel relief, alarm screamed. Human ships swarmed his cruiser. They attacked from angles formation doctrine had never allowed. They used the cruiser's own exposed sides and blind spots. Velrin realized the truth too late. Freedom without flexibility was still weakness. His ship was torn apart. Across the fleet, similar scenes played out. Some alien captains obeyed. They waited. They died slowly. Some disobeyed. They fought. They died loudly. No path led to victory. On the human command ship, Admiral Reyes watched the battle calmly. "They're trying to adapt," an officer said. "They're too late," Reyes replied. "Adaptation takes culture, not orders." Human ships now targeted the heart of the formation, not the command ship yet. They attacked relay ships, coordination hubs, signal amplifiers. Alien command chains snapped. Entire sections of the fleet went silent. Ships waited for orders that would never come. Extar stared at the tactical display. Red markers spread like infection. "Open fleet-wide channel," he ordered. The channel opened. "This is High Commander Extar. All ships maintain discipline. Maintain—" The transmission cut. Human electronic warfare flooded the system. Alien signals overlapped. Commands repeated. Delays, warnings. The fleet could no longer hear itself think. Human ships moved deeper. Now they struck harder. Not reckless, not wild, precise. Entire alien squadrons were isolated, surrounded by their own allies, unable to fire or flee. The formation, once a shield, now trapped them. Extar understood. Their perfect order had assumed one thing, that the enemy would respect it. Humans did not. They never had. "Commander," an officer whispered, "the formation, it is no longer recoverable." Extar closed his eyes. Centuries of doctrine, centuries of belief, all undone by an enemy that refused to fight correctly. Outside, the alien fleet collapsed fully. Lines broke, clusters scattered, collisions occurred as ships tried to move at once. Human ships withdrew slightly. They let the chaos grow. Then Admiral Reyes gave the final order of the phase. Phase 2 complete. Begin collapse operations. Human heavy ships moved forward for the first time. Their weapons charged. The aliens had lost the battle before this moment. Now they would feel it. The grand formation, once feared across the galaxy, died silently in open space. And the humans were just getting started.
The alien fleet was no longer a fleet. It was a collection of frightened ships pretending to be one. Where clean lines once existed, there were now broken clusters. Some ships drifted without power. Others spun slowly, trying to regain control. Command signals overlapped and repeated, filling communication channels with noise. High Commander Zaltor stood in the center of the command deck. He did not sit. He did not speak. He watched. The tactical display showed a truth he had never been trained to accept. The grand formation was gone. "Emergency consolidation protocols," an officer asked quietly. Zaltor answered after a long pause. "Initiate." The order spread across what remained of the alien fleet. Ships attempted to regroup, to return to familiar shapes, to rebuild the old lines, but the humans did not allow it. Human heavy ships moved forward at last. They were larger than the alien cruisers, thicker armor, slower, but unstoppable. Alien gunners tried to fire. Some weapons worked, most did not. Targeting systems still waited for confirmations that no longer came. Human ships fired freely, not wildly, not blindly. They targeted engines first,
then communication arrays, then power cores. They removed ships from the battle without destroying them. This confused the alien crews. "Why do they not finish us?" one officer whispered. Zaltor answered softly, "Because they want survivors." That thought chilled the deck. Alien captains began sending independent distress calls, not to command, to anyone. But space answered with silence. Inside one alien battleship, Captain Sirach felt his claws tremble. "Commander," an officer said, "we cannot maintain shields. Overlap is gone." Sirach closed his eyes. "Then lower them," he said. The crew stared at him. "That violates doctrine," someone said. "So does dying slowly," Sirach replied. The shields fell. Human ships noticed immediately. They stopped firing. A human message came through, clear and calm. "Power down weapons. You will not be fired upon." Sirach hesitated. Alien doctrine said never trust the enemy, but doctrine had already failed him. He powered down. The human ships moved on. That moment spread fear faster than explosions. Other alien captains saw it. Some followed. Some refused. Those who refused were destroyed. Those who surrendered were ignored. Zaltor watched surrender icons appear on the screen. Alien ships, once proud, powered down one by one. "This is madness," an officer said. "We still have numbers." "Numbers without control are weight," Zaltor replied. He turned slowly. "What is the status of the command ship?" "Shields holding, weapons online." "For now," Zaltor said. Human ships were closing in, not rushing, not charging, encircling. The humans had learned the alien way of thinking and inverted it. The alien command ship, built to be protected by formation, was now exposed by its absence. Human electronic warfare intensified. Screens flickered, data lagged, old commands replayed like ghosts. Zaltor felt the weight of failure press down on him. He trusted perfection. Humans trusted people. He said, "Open a channel." "To the humans?" an officer asked. "Yes." The channel opened. Admiral Reyes appeared on the screen. Calm, unmarked, human. "This is High Commander Zaltor of the Dominion Fleet," Zaltor said. "You have broken our formation. State your terms." Reyes looked at him for a moment. Then he spoke. "There are no terms," Reyes said. "This battle is already over." Zaltor stiffened. "We still have the ability to inflict damage." "Yes," Reyes replied, "but not to win." Silence stretched. "Why?" Zaltor asked. "Why fight this way? Why not destroy us?" Reyes leaned forward slightly. "Because we need you to remember." That answer hurt more than any weapon. Human ships moved closer, their weapons charged, not to fire, but to show they could. Zaltor understood. This was not extermination, it was education. Alien officers whispered among themselves. Fear spread, not of death, of change. "Commander," an officer said quietly, "what are your orders?" Zaltor looked at the display one last time. Red markers, white surrender icons, black silence. He made the hardest choice of his life. "All remaining ships," he said, voice steady. "Power down weapons. Cease movement." The order spread, slowly, reluctantly. The firing stopped. Human ships held position. The battle ended without a final blast. Space became quiet. Zaltor felt something break inside him. Not pride, not anger, certainty. The certainty that order alone was strength. He looked at Admiral Reyes. "You have changed warfare," Saltor said. Reyes shook his head. "No," Reyes replied. "We just stopped fighting it your way." The channel closed. The alien fleet floated in defeated silence. The lesson was complete, but the story was not over.
The silence after the battle was heavier than the fighting. The alien fleet floated in space, powerless and broken, yet still alive. Thousands of ships drifted without formation, without direction, without certainty. High Commander Taltor remained standing on the command deck. He watched human ships move calmly among the wreckage. They did not fire. They did not celebrate. They worked. Human repair ships moved toward disabled alien vessels. Small craft scanned hull damage. Some even transmitted basic safety instructions. Alien officers watched in disbelief. "They are helping us," one whispered. Taltor did not respond. He already understood. Humans were not here to conquer. They were here to change how the galaxy thought about war. On the human command ship, Admiral Reyes finally sat down. The battle had ended, but his expression did not soften. "Begin broadcast," he said. A human signal spread across open space. It was not encrypted. It was not targeted only to the alien fleet. It was sent to every listening system. "This is a public transmission," Reyes said calmly, "recorded and unedited." Behind him, stars burned quietly. "To all who are watching, this battle is over. Not because one side ran out of ships, but because one side ran out of ideas." Taltor listened. Every alien ship listened. Across the galaxy, others listened too. Reyes continued. "The Dominion trusted perfect formation, perfect order, perfect obedience." Images of the grand formation appeared in the broadcast, beautiful, symmetrical, unstoppable. Then the images shifted. Cracks, delays, ships drifting apart. They believed war was a shape. We believe war is a decision. The message ended. No threats, no insults, just truth. Alien officers looked at Taltor. "What now?" one asked. Taltor felt older than he ever had. "For the first time," he said quietly, "we think." The humans did not occupy alien space. They did not demand territory. They did not even escort the fleet. Instead, they left. One by one, human ships turned away and jumped out of the system. They trusted the aliens to leave on their own. That trust hurt more than defeat. Days later, the surviving alien ships limped back to their core worlds. The story spread faster than light, not as propaganda, as fear. Military academies replayed the battle again and again. Alien instructors paused at the same moments. Here, when the formation hesitated. Here, when delay replaced action. Here, when obedience became paralysis. Young alien officers asked dangerous questions. What if the doctrine is wrong? What if flexibility matters more than order? What if humans are right? The Dominion Council summoned Taltor. He stood before them without armor. "You lost," one counselor said coldly. "Yes," Taltor replied. "You disobeyed tradition by surrendering." "Yes. Then why do you still stand?" Taltor raised his head. "Because we were not destroyed, and that is the most terrifying part." The council chamber fell silent. "They could have ended us," Taltor continued. "They chose not to. They wanted us to learn." That word echoed. Learn.
Across human space, the battle was already being studied, not as a victory, as a reminder. Human commanders reviewed footage. They adapted slower than expected, one officer said. Because they were never allowed to adapt, Reyes replied. He looked at the stars. That's the real weapon, he said softly. Months passed. The galaxy changed. Fleets stopped flying in rigid lines. Command structures loosened. Independent decision-making became valuable. And every species began asking the same question. If humans fought us, would we survive? The answer was never comforting. On a quiet station far from the core worlds, Tor watched a recording of the battle again. Not the destruction, the moment when a single alien ship broke formation and survived longer. He paused the image. So close, he whispered. Humans did not win because they were stronger. They won because they allowed failure, choice, and chaos. They trusted individuals. Tor sent a final message to human space. It was short. It said, "We are rebuilding our fleets, but not our formations." The human reply came hours later. Good. That single word confirmed everything. The galaxy would never return to the old way, because one truth had been proven beyond doubt. Perfect order can be broken, rigid thinking can be trapped, but humans adapt. And once they understand how you think, they don't fight your fleet, they fight you.